Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm your host, Desiree DeMars, and it is Tuesday, May 30th, 2022. And the intention of this reading today is to bring insight, wisdom, support around these upcoming energies, bringing us to a full moon in Sagittarius on June 3rd in the Northern Hemisphere. So to begin, I'd like to invite you into a brief meditation, an invocation, to create a sacred circle in order for the ceremony of this reading of the bones. So take a few deep breaths. Wherever you are, relaxing more deeply into the cushion, the chair, or if you're lying down, into that cushion, and just imagining a brilliant white light coming down from the heavens, moving through you and anchoring you down to the center of the earth. Feel your connection to Gaia, this earth energy, this iron molten core at the center, which is reflecting the vitality. It's the life force from within of the earth that reflects that same aspect of vital life force that's at the core of our energetic being, at our root chakra. So imagine the color red as this energy comes up and fills you, activating the root chakra. And then as it continues to move up, it is awakening all of our chakras so that all of our chakras are open now, fully functioning, front and back, balanced and aligned. Multi-dimensional, multi-sensory. Just imagine, let your imagination run a little wild here with the dimensionality of this energy field. We know it's a vortex of energy, a toroidal field, and that it's flowing up as it is flowing down simultaneously, expanding outward like a donut, a hole at the center, right? Holographic. And allow for a moment to feeling yourself immersed in this I am sense of awareness. I standing for intention, A standing for attention, and M representing the idea of this holographic universe that we exist in and are a part of, which revolves around movement, or a holo movement. So that this brilliant white light now and this divine central channel within us and without is expressing rainbow light, not just one color, but every dimension of color, even colors you can't see with your eyes. Just imagine this rainbow color of light, these vibrational frequencies of color, light, and sound. And take a couple of more breaths, this time at least a couple, in through your nose, holding for a second, letting your chest expand, let your shoulders drop, and then exhaling slowly through your mouth. So that these breaths are intentionally activating or awakening the vagus nerve so that you are feeling even more multi-sensory, more deeply sensory attuned to the images that we'll be working with in the reading, these symbols. And they will begin then to speak a language to you that speaks in the symbols that are relative to your reality, because a symbol that means something to me may be something completely different to you. But just know that whatever words I'm speaking and information I'm bringing in, it's just a launching pad for you to go even deeper within your reality about how this language speaks to you and your experiences in the world right now. So again, bringing our awareness back to this toroidal field and beginning to activate the intention that we will share here together, of creating a sacred circle or a sacred space from which this reading will evolve. So imagine a sacred circle where we are now invoking all of the directions: the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Come and be with us. Come and be with us in whatever way, shape, or form you can reveal yourself to me, to us at this present moment. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the elementals: earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as our intention is set to create a sacred circle for divine and clear information to come forward to us today about how we might proceed with ease and grace into this Sagittarius full moon coming up in June. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, those seen and unseen, the known and the unknown, the mystical and the magical, the everyday that presents itself to us in every moment of being human and walking this earth plane. Come and be with us, the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, and the creepy crawlers. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended and are now here working on our behalf, on your behalf. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. To all those we ask, whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins, come and be with us, bringing the highest level of guidance and wisdom in this moment in relationship to the full moon on June 3rd, 2023. And may all of this information not only benefit us, but benefit all those who we come in contact with, so that they may reap the benefits too, and may raise their vibrational frequency of awareness to an elevation as strong and as high as they can hold of unconditional love. So to visualize that, let's just go back for a moment and remember that as we activated our chakras, the emotional resonance of these chakras, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, white, those relate to the emotions of joy, peace and strength, courage, gratitude, humility, and divine love. So knowing that we sit with gratitude and appreciation for this understanding, this knowing of energetic resonance, even though we may not know how it works or why it is working as it does, we simply can accept that it does, to explore the reality, the understanding, or the truth of what information will come through for you today. In full faith, so be it. Aho. sitting with that intention for a moment that you feel resonating from your heart and aligning with this, with these chakras, with the intention. Just sitting for a moment while I prepare the space for us to perform the actual ritual or ceremony of the sacred symbols reading. Okay, so just as you may have prepared your space to have this experience of a sacred symbols reading or a reading of the bones, I have made an offering on the cloth and prepared the camera. Maybe you lit a candle to represent the highest level of light, of divine light and love. And now I'm going to ask you to blow 3 times into the basket with this intention, holding it in your heart, knowing that the sacred circle extends out beyond the room that you're sitting in, that I'm sitting in, out into the ethers, so that it can stretch out through our ancestral timeline, bringing information to us far beyond this linear space and time that we are accustomed to living with in our daily life. I'm sharing my screen now, and we will throw the symbols. Here we go. Okay, take a moment just to review or notice what really stands out for you in this configuration. There might be something immediate, and bear with me, I'm going to lift this camera up a little bit higher if I can, so that you see an even greater amount of the pieces here on the screen. So let's dive right in. I'm going to make this short and sweet today. This is fascinating. I am sitting here. You would be sitting up here. And here's the intention, reaching out into this beautiful circle, which seems to make a beautiful and perfect entryway into the center. So here we have the intention, and we have what is most important for this full moon in Sag is the your vision. What is your vision? Know it's supported by, this is the perfect time to do it. Tap into your emotions around it. Know the angelics are here. And multiple forces, even on a physical level. We also have the great ones on your mother's side here, right out of the inquiry, if we were reaching out and asking, showing us that it's actually medicine for us right now. Whatever question, if you have a specific information, it's showing us here that this idea of work, or our work in the world, our home, or this place that we call home in the world, is one important aspect is to notice the animals, notice how your power animals, if you already have them, are interacting with you. But we also have grandmother on your mother's side. So we've got 2 powerful ancestors on your maternal, the maternal lineage side of your family. And this is a young one on your mother's side too. So that's interesting. This is an interesting little configuration. We've got a young, like a child on your mother's side and your father's side. Now we know symbolically this can actually mean a person in your life, or it could mean you, aspects of you. But what's interesting to me that it's next to is this idea of the key. So there's something important to notice right now about your childhood, or the children in your life that may be reflecting something to you about your childhood. Maybe how it's the same, maybe how it's different, that kind of information. Just notice what pops up for you, because there's something key here about releasing any kind of toxicity, any kind of imbalance, or something that had in the past been hidden, but now it's available, because there's an aspect of all of this, that this piece here, this turquoise heart, is about revealing a process to you or for you about a soul retrieval. In shamanic terms, we call it a soul retrieval, or a soul remembering. Something that you may have forgotten, a piece of information, an experience, a cellular memory that is returning to you now. And look, we've got Eagle Condor here saying, indeed, it is time to almost look into the past to bring us forward, right? To assist us in the future as we move forward. And a big piece of this soul remembering, here's another grandmother on your father's side, just as this was grandmother on your mother's side. So your maternal and your paternal grandmothers are here, and they're saying, you know, remember the star that you are, the star nation that you are a part of and always have been. And remember that piece of who you are, which is far beyond what most of us learn about our ancestral lineage just through genetics, right? There is an aspect of us too that is cosmic. We are cosmic citizens. So take time to reflect on that. That will bring a lot of balance if you feel, especially if you're feeling kind of like you're at a fork in the road. It's most likely this fork in the road is about being in the mind, right? And opening up to greater levels of insight, downloads, whatever you want to call them, about how to let go of past beliefs, right? Past mind structures or configurations that no longer serve us. And as we move around the circle, here is Mother, which is interesting. And then a piece, she's crossing a piece that is about what is not yet created, right? What has not yet been created. And it's fascinating because her head is touching Pluto. And, you know, we are going through this huge Plutonian shift right now, or being affected by Pluto, which is nudging us to change. And it's a part of what is, you know, happening to the planet and to each of us individually, of course, and every living creature, every aspect here on Earth. And it's all about each of us or everything having a return of its true power. Moving forward, movement. One way to amplify the movement or the support of return of power is to be connected to like-minded individuals in a community. And this is beautiful. This is the father. So here's your mother, here's your father. They're almost like situated like a yin and yang, and they are touching the blueprint, this divine blueprint that we came in with. And the father is touching the top of the blueprint. It's almost like, and this little piece is about like a medicine bag or an amulet. So the father providing this information about how we are healing the masculine and reweaving the masculine and feminine to work together to allow or bring in this idea of our true power, right? That our true power is found through a balance of being able to access our masculine and feminine when it's appropriate, when it's needed. And this to me then, as I'm just going around this and observing, noticing how the entire reading's almost like a yin and yang. Here, I said at first, I noticed how this was an entry to the center, right? But look at this. We have an entry here with our ancestors coming into center, the masculine and the feminine. And at the very center, we have the stone of protection. It's an Australian stone that is exactly that. It helps support us to feel guided and protected. In fact, I don't think I said this verbally as we opened the circle, but a part of my creating a circle of an offering for each reading, I asked that um, my guides, my guide for power and protection be here, bringing that shield or that field down around us so that we are accessing the highest wisdom possible. So, that's an important, actually, spiritual hygiene practice for each of us to have, is to have clear boundaries, right? Not to separate, but just to be able to claim clearly what is mine, and what is yours. So that is a message here, I would say, in this idea of what is key about releasing, right? And this is saying here, the lock is showing us that what has been, yeah, wow, okay, this is representing the earth. So in this earth plane, as a human being, our third eye, we have really been asleep, right, at the wheel for quite a while. And now the mind, it's time, things are helping us to awaken to higher wisdom, to higher understandings, and especially the higher wisdom and understandings from the past that were hidden from us, were taken from us, were, one of the themes for my newsletter this month is about truth. So what is true for you, and what does truth actually mean for each of us? And so here you are next to community. This process that I'm speaking of is a very deep internal one. We're facing down. And it's also calling forth an action about creating ceremony. Even if it's this simple, this is ceremony. And just create a sacred ceremony and creating time for yourself to reflect, to meditate, to see yourself in gratitude and divine love. That is ceremony. And you can go as far as you want, making offerings, giving gifts, right? Reaching out in a loving and kind way to others, whether they're strangers or not. And then we have grandfather on your father's side, and the great ones on your father's side. So that's an interesting team, really moving us forward. I feel like these more ancient ones, the ones as we go further back, they are really wanting to support us in this evolutionary process. Look at, and then we're crossing both of the grandfathers. That's so fascinating. We have mother and father so close. We have the grandfathers crossing on both sides. And we also had grandmothers close by to this idea of our own awakening, right? Revealing the truth within ourselves, a soul remembering that is actively engaged right now for us. So most of this of what I'm speaking, of course, is happening foremost on a frequency level, and then it shows up in the world. And I think we're being shown here that's most important to remember during this process, even evolution is a process, is that we must have passion. Like, just if you feel lost, or you feel like you are definitely standing at this crossroads in your life and the mind is in the way to gain clarity about that is to tap into what you feel passionate about, what is passion for you. And then as we move this way around the circle to complete our understanding of this outer circle, we are seeing that here is the shaman, and this idea of alignment. The 6 I look at like, it's 6 is the highest of one dice, right? And then it's all about alignment, everything coming into balance and alignment. And and then to go back, if we're to return to the initial idea, excuse me, of tapping into vision, what are we passionate about? What is it, our vision within us? And go back to what's really happening at this very central diamond point here. You'll have to excuse me. Just something got into my throat. It's important to remember that we're in relationship with the other, and that the other is sacred too, right? It's all sacred. And as a collective, what's important to remember is we are all a part of and enveloped in this idea of the great mystery, our superconscious awareness. And what is being healed are the structures now. This is Saturn, and this is really being amplified in our world, all around the world. And it's important not to lose hope, not to lose strength around this idea that we can make a wish, we can envision the highest ideals that we have, and know that maybe that is exactly what we came in to express or understand. We have Uranus just reminding us that it can happen sudden and unexpectedly, like in the blink of an eye, like a bolt of lightning, like an electrical jolt you might get. And then that's where we'll find in this great mystery that indeed everything is about this sacred union with the heart, with our own hearts and with the hearts of other. And I'm just realizing from this angle that I see this this stone of protection here, this Australian piece of stone. It's shaped like a heart. So here we are at the very center. It's about tuning into what's true for you at the heart of the matter, at the heart, the core of your heart, the heart of others, and the heart of the most divine principles or frequencies that you feel in alignment with. Because this alignment that you have with the heart and higher consciousness or higher levels of awareness is all about being that shaman for yourself, the shaman within, right? So I'm going to just leave it at that and go back to the original screen to close the circle. If you have questions, comments, you can do so on my YouTube page or on my website. I'm happy to answer those. Or if you're interested in a one-on-one reading or a group reading, feel free to contact me through my website. So welcome back to the completion of our reading today. And I want to just put a shout out to everyone who joined. Please like and share. And I hope this information was of value to you in some way, even if it was one little speck of insight for this process that you feel, or the flow that you feel your life is in right now, heading toward this full moon in Sagittarius. So to complete the circle, I like to rattle just with underlying what we said at the beginning, is to hold a space for gratitude and appreciation, and to have completion with what has been received, so that it may be integrated into our reality, our beingness, and be reflected out to all those we come in contact with for their highest benefit. In full faith, so be it.